Hey, thank you for joining me. How are you doing? Listen up. Good news, guys. It's Friday. We made it to today. It's the 4th of March. Got to use that chicken thighs up. It's gone ballistic. The fridge is almost empty. It's time to get the electric pressure cooker on and let the good times begin. How's your week been? I don't know about you, but mine's been a minefield. Sometimes I've stood on one, sometimes I've dodged out of the way. But you know what? The great thing is we made it to the end of the week, and thank goodness for that. If you're PST side, welcome to the morning. You've got the whole day ahead. If you're here in the UK, then well done. You're almost at 5 o'clock, so you can down tools and get out. Find yourself the nearest jazz club and find Emma Jean Thackeray, who is a jazz artist who sounds a bit like me in the surname department, but isn't exactly me. At Dave Thackeray on Twitter, Dave at wordandmouth.com. Now, today is the launch of the new brand, ClickPix. It's all about web tricks to make millions. There you are, you heard it here first. Anyway, so you're first. This is privy to the secret information. So looking forward to sharing lots more about that with you on Monday. This is a super quick session because it's the weekend and we don't need any of this in our lives, do we? So plan is to go through quickly, find a random website and just remind you what it's all about. We're going to go for books and literature and we're going to find one in, should we do foreign one? Let's go for Portugal. Books and literature in Portugal. This is a bit of a quirky little number, isn't it? Let's see. Right, I'm going to go for this one here, which is... Heaven knows. Let's see if we can get it right. There we go. Right, let's just trade screens. I'm going to swap this over now to the right one, which is... voila. He's looking at you. Right, there we go. That's a good place to start, isn't it? A disclaimer to get stuck into the website. Yes, of course I agree. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here. Right, fabulous. Okay. Text-based websites, there's no shame in that. I, as you know, am the world's biggest, or maybe one of the biggest cheerleaders for gov.uk, which is an entirely text-based website with the odd exception for, say, an image or a podcast or something like that. I don't know if I've got around to videos yet. Anyway, so I don't think there's anything wrong with text-based websites. However, hitting you between the... Actually, so next week, I want you to smash a website over to me that you want me to tackle something that ain't a homepage. So it could be a service, it could be the e-commerce, it could be the whole process of ordering something up to the point where I'm giving my money away, which I'm not going to do for the purposes of ClickPix, but I'll certainly get to the point where I can give you a fairly informed précis of what's gone wrong and what you need to make right. Here, let's think, text is quite over-roaring anyway, without pictures, without breaks, without literal breaks. There's no breaks here. There's an embed. This is like Portugal's #1 books and literature website, which blows my mind away. A fan-created, fan-run, non-profit, non-commercial archive for formative fan works like fan fiction, fan art, fan videos, and podfic. I don't think this is Portuguese, is it? Archive our own. No, it's not. I've been set up the wrong way here. Anyway, so what I'm saying is try and avoid wherever you can embed from social media. If you've got one smack in the face there, that's your tweets. Get rid of that. Sort of widgets that you can use to pull the text through into the style that best reflects the rest of your website. Don't use embeds, because if it goes down, you'll have egg on your face and a blank container, and that will make you look ridiculous. More ridiculouser than you already are. And frankly, that's bad enough. You've got a sidebar, which in this case is only slightly thinner than the main column. So straight away, you've got conflicts, contrasts. I have a sense that this is a very old website because that search bar top right is looking awful. But what I'm trying to tell you here is think mobile, think responsive web design. And for this is perhaps more important than ever a case of thinking what your customers want and listening to feedback constantly. Because what I'd do if you were intent on not using photos or videos or anything to lighten the load, I'd go single column and just focus on at the top above the fold. We've been there before in earlier iterations of ClickPix. Above the fold is really, really key to a point. It's the slippery slide that we've also talked about, which is if you get them before they scroll, they will scroll. Single column, understand what it is that your users want. I've got to say though, I mean, there are loads of web frameworks now that mean that you don't have to go single column. Single column's kind of like the best worst case. Better would be that you figure out how to go take the full width of a screen up, not full width single column, but using multiple columns on a desktop or a laptop, and then squeezing that all down into a manageable form for smaller displays like smartphones. But so for this one, I would probably, if you can't get to a point where you've got a framework that will allow you to take up all the screen, single column in the middle of the screen so that it's exactly the same on mobile as it is on larger displays, and focus on exactly what it is that your users say they want from you. In this case, archive of our own. Like I say, it's about transformative FanWorks. What I would probably do is start with a nice beefy list, eye-catching, contrasty, so black on white or white on black, or however you want to do it, but I would prefer to go black on white, easier to read. Unless you're a big fan of the dark mode movement, maybe have a little button that says to you, would you like to read this black on white or dark grey on white? I'd probably put like a list at the top of the top 10 latest fan fiction, fan art, fan video, or podfic additions to the website. And that's a good way of getting people in. That's a very sort of Reddity way of doing it. And then you can use, you could use the title, you could put the category, and you could put the author or the creator. And you click on any one of those three labels, and it'll take you down the rabbit hole to, like, if it's categories, if it was podfic, it would show you the 10 latest podfic examples. Fan videos, same thing. You get where I come from. But it's like joining the data. This is a very data intensive website, so you need to establish a really solid information architecture that you can see like a mind map. You've got all these different categories and topics, and they all have a purpose, and that's where things like open and closed card sorting, check out optimalworkshop.com come into play. You can ask, and I'm imagining there's quite a lot of fans of this website, so you can ask them all to join in for free in helping you identify which categories work best. And instead of having just fandoms, browse, search, and about in the navigation, I can just about see that's crazy. You could have categories or type of content, and that's when you'd look into things like fan art, fan videos, podfic, fan fiction, and topics as well. I'm sure there's some commonalities between all four of those types of content. I think that's all right for now. Jesus, you must be bored to feck with me this week. We've had 4 great days together, so thanks for joining me for at least some of them. I will be back on Monday. I have no doubt I'll be back on Monday if I manage to get around a very long walk tomorrow in this beautiful sunshine. I hope you get out this weekend. I hope you watch a great film. There's a great new Liam Neeson film out, which I recommend at the moment. It's got Black Point or something, not sure. Doesn't matter. Go and watch it anyway, because it's got to get better than the last few. And he's a great actor. So have a wonderful weekend, and I can't wait to see you on Monday. Have